What's
It's
wrong,
a trap.
Vivian? You seemed worried for a while now. I'm worried about Sienna. The location should still be true.
Hey, yo, how about them, Chesapeake Bay Sox? Their DBGs. Did you see their gigantic logo air? Cyan! Oh my goodness. Her body was deserted. But if I had to go combat, I would have to go Zenless Zone Zero. If I had to go art style, I'd probably go Worthering. By the time you returned, you discovered Serena with her eyes closed peacefully.
Her vital signs are gone.
What happened? I guess this was her final scam.
Shortly before,
There's one thing I must remind you. Your time is running out.
I'm not sure how you can tell, but you're right. I'm going to die in here. That's my plan.
what?
I'm very sick and don't have much longer. If I try to get treatment, it'll just be a burden on my daughter. So I scam my way through a bunch of physical exams and managed to take out a hollow corruption policy through Ravenlock Insurance. Once some time has passed, could you please take my corrupted body out of the hollow? That will secure a generous compensation package for my daughter. It's only what the Ravenlocks owe me. A pity, yes. But it's the only way I can squeeze it out of them.
What makes you think that will help you?
I just trust you will. I'm just awfully sorry you had to get involved in this. But it's something I must do. I have to leave something behind for my girl. I have to give her a chance at life. If it's okay, could you also please pass a message to Mira for me? Tell her, don't worry. Even if Mommy's body is corrupted, withers away, and turns to dust, my love for you will always be there.
Gotcha. You do need to play it. The first season is fantastic, and this is the epilogue of it all that we're playing through. That I guess is gonna bridge season 1 and season 2 together.
Thank you. You're a good kid.
After saying this, Vivian falls silent for a moment.
She was betting that we'd help her. So, you were aware of this the whole time? Yes. Because I saw it.
What? Vivian falls silent for a moment, as if recalling the memory of back when she shed tears in front of Serena.
You might
Cyan,
not
or
believe
whatever.
me, but I've had this ability to see the future since I was a little girl. But the things I see are always something bad. Plagues, deaths, disasters.
Yo, I have that too. That's depression.
That's all I've ever been able to see.
PTSD.
It's all that kid's fault!
She's seriously jinxed.
I always try to avoid her. Otherwise, she'll say something rotten that ends up coming true again.
Prophecies, she says. Like she's not the one bringing the bad luck upon us.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What good is saying you're sorry? Things like this keep happening every time you open your mouth!
How unlucky.
Jesus.
She shouldn't be here. Nobody wants her around.
If only she would just disappear.
I just wanted to warn you all. I'm sorry.
After recounting the story of her past, Vivian stays silent for a long time, as if struggling to break free from the shackles of those dark memories.
Every time it's the same. In the end, there's nothing I can change. Sometimes I even wonder whether it's me predicting these things, or if my very existence is manifesting these calamities.
It's not your fault.
Vivian, it's not your fault. You were just trying to be kind and warn them about impending disasters.
I can tell it's never been easy for you.
Yo, that's an understatement.
Thank you. No matter what, I just hope she finally gets to rest in peace. I hope no misfortune, whether I foresee it or not, ever happens to anyone.
So, Miss Vivian, do you always cry when you have a prophecy? Yes, every time a prophecy appears, I can't help but shed tears. I used to wonder if I could just hold back my tears, then maybe these bad things wouldn't happen. But I just can't do it. No matter how hard I try, I just can't. You're being too hard on yourself. Vivian falls silent for a moment, seemingly unwilling to continue the topic. Cyan said that the compensation from the Ravenlock family's hollow corruption insurance is enough to settle her daughter Mira for life. Though it's hard to imagine the notoriety stingy Hartman engaging in such a money-losing business. You know, maybe he wants to improve his reputation. Yeah, I think so, too. Actually, there have been rumors that the Ravenlock family had fallen out of favor with Tops for a while now. That's why they're becoming so desperate, afraid of being abandoned by the mighty Tops. Cyan is actually a skilled intelligence broker. She retired from the business a while ago. I see. No wonder she was able to gather classified information. She said she tried many ways, but everything was useless against the untouchable Ravenlock family. She still couldn't avenge her lover, but I believe everything she did was meaningful. The same goes for you, Miss Vivian. Everyone, it seemed there are Ethereals nearby. It's not safe to linger. Let's keep moving forward.
Proxy, do you believe that the future can be changed?
Not this future. This future is written by the writers.
Oh, that's good. In my memories, this has happened countless times already.
So at this point, we're all just NPCs in this story. And somehow Elon Musk is the main character.
Why can't I even have a sliver of happiness?
Unfortunately.
Proxy, the fissure.
So what's all this little bit stuff doing here?
Stop.
Quick shot!
wide open.
The target's weary. Sniper's Creed. One shot, one kill.
Sound strategy.
Winner, chicken dinner.
I think it's about time.
We should take that lady out of the hollow. You guys go on.
Thank you.
She gave us the intel we needed, so this is the least we could do. I hope everything else goes well for you.
Trigger and Ambi leave.
Master Proxy, is there anything you'd like to know? You can just ask.
Wait until you feel comfortable telling me. We're friends.
I'm curious about your story, Vivian. But we can talk more once you feel ready. Don't worry, I can wait.
You're the first person to ever say that to me. These premonitions I see are not within my control, and they always come to me in a flash, like a flood of images in my mind. Most of the time, I see death, disease, accidents, and disasters.
Tax
Of
evasion.
course, there are also some non-fatal mutilations.
Paper cuts. Skinned knees. The New York Mets.
But every time, without exception, they end up happening. And I can never prevent or change them. That's all I have to say about it. If that offends Master Proxy and you don't want to hang out with me anymore, then I can understand.
No, I don't mind.
I don't mind at all. That's just who you are, Vivian. I'd like to keep hanging out with you.
I've always considered this ability as a curse.
So is 2 New York teams, but hey, we still deal with it.
It's not a curse. If anything, I think you've been given a gift.
Thank you. Really. Well, it's getting late. Bringer's belongings ought to be around here somewhere. Let's take a closer look.
No, not really. I grew up in, like, the suburbs of New York, like New Jersey, but, like, I was near the border of it before moving. I just like to make fun of New York teams. Found it. The vending machine. Bringer's belongings are probably stashed away in here. That's the intelligence I got. Maybe Bringer thought this was a good spot. I'm Chinese Canadian. I live in Vancouver. Ooh. I was actually born in Niagara. So, we're almost like continental brothers. But my dad was Canadian, my mom American. Anyway, let's look around first. You search the vending machine up and down, but find nothing.
Looks like it isn't in here.
Yo, a box. Could it be? Could it be in a box? Maybe. With a vending machine. I knew it. There must be other vending machines nearby. This should be the one. Bringer's belongings. What could there be in there? Search the vending machine in front of me. Thoroughly. Still nothing.
Strange. There's nothing in here.
Another viewer actually from Canada, Benfleet Games. He's from the Toronto area. Proxy, I have a feeling. Bringer's belongings are definitely inside this vending machine right in front of us. Is it because it's different? Alright, let's search it thoroughly. You carefully search the vending machine and still find nothing. Just as you are about to give up, you kick the vending machine by accident. Where a drink would normally roll out, a worn-out notebook appears instead. Whoa, Master Proxy. So this is how it's done. Your league's head of professional intelligence brokers. Now, I just did the fonts. You
Out of my way!
This is it. This notebook is what Bringer left behind.
Oh wait, why do we look over to him?
But I don't know what these markings on it mean.
You and Vivian flip through Bringer's notebook together, ignoring the surrounding danger from some time, until the shriek of an Ethereal suddenly rings out nearby. However, a moment later, a strange yet familiar figure materialized to block the Ethereal, disposing of it with ease.
Well, hello, Master Proxy. It's been a while. Oh, don't give me that scandalized look. I did just save your lives.
I would have protected the proxy even if you hadn't appeared.
I'm sure of it, but I happen to be in the area. Worry not, dear companion. I have complete confidence in your strength.
Wait a minute, companion?
Hang on, did you say companion? So you two know each other.
I mean, they are decked out in purple.
Apologies. I didn't have a chance to mention it before. I'm actually part of the Phantom Thief Syndicate, Mockingbird.
Who didn't see that coming?
That's right. I was only able to slip in during the auction thanks to some help from Vivian backstage.
So you were only bidding on the collection so you could get backstage?
So, the whole time, you were only bidding on the collection so you could get backstage and mess with things?
I warned you before. You can't rely on appearances.
Shoot, that does have a point.
Don't worry, Master Proxy. We don't have any ulterior motives here. As you've probably heard, Mockingbird is a renowned Phantom Thieves syndicate in New Eridu that, despite its longevity, has managed to maintain the secrecy of its members' identities to this day.
You know, hopefully that secrecy is better than my secrecy as members.
So, disclosing our identities to you is essentially the highest sign of good faith that a Mockingbird Phantom Thief can show.
Uh-huh.
That sorta makes sense.
Your trust is most appreciated. Mockingbird's purpose is very simple, really. To form long-standing and cooperative relationships with outstanding proxies like yourself.
We need your abilities.
Okay, why?
Before you make any decisions, please allow me to briefly explain the concept behind the Mockingbird Syndicate. We all know there isn't anything in this world that's fair. A prime example being the uneven distribution of wealth. People from tops splurge on luxurious collectibles, while the poor have to gamble with their own lives just to get by. Of course, besides wealth, there's also an unequal distribution in this world of happiness and suffering, hope and despair, love and hate. It's all just so unfair.
Welcome to the club.
Somebody has to do something to tilt the balance of the scales. And thus Mockingbird was born. We take from those who have far more than they deserve and give it to those who deserve to have more.
English.
If you ask me, that's enough to be considered a form of justice.
You do have a point. I can agree with that.
Thank you. I knew if anyone, you'd understand. However, aside from these philosophical considerations, we also have a crisis on our hands to deal with. As you know, the Exaltists are plotting to use the power of sacrifice to launch an attack on all of New Eridu.
And?
We can provide you with all the latest intel, just like that notebook you found. Something those pompous housekeepers would never be willing to do. And the most crucial part of this whole game, the sacrifice core, is currently in my possession. I think that makes this a highly competitive deal. We share the same goal for the moment, stopping the impending disaster from playing out.
Take some time to think about this, man.
I need some time to think about it.
How about this? If you still have misgivings about our upcoming cooperation, then why don't you bring Lycon along with you? He's got the support of the mayor's office behind him, and his presence alone is enough to keep me in check. That would put you more at ease, right? Of course, you're welcome to bring some other friends along, provided they aren't from public security or HSO.
Bring you in.
Well, if you're willing to let my friends come along, then you've got a deal.
Actually, let me bring Ambi.
Great. It's a deal. By the way, Proxy, this is for you.
Ooh, fancy collectible. You know, if I would be getting my own Mockingbird coin.
Consider it a souvenir commemorating our first time working together.
For now, we'll carefully look through the contents of that notebook. I'll contact you if anything comes up.
After leaving the Hollow, Hugo and the others return to the video store. Since we're already at the video store, should we ask Master Proxy to recommend some films? My apologies, everyone, but I need to take my leave and go take care of my art gallery now. So you actually own a gallery? I also need a convenient social identity for various reasons. The title of gallery owner works quite well. Alright, I'll stay with Master Proxy for a bit longer. But Hugo, you've been odd lately. You're not hiding something from me, are you? Well, shortly before. Well, if it isn't our dear collector, Mr. Hugo, long time no see. I assume you're finished the task I asked you to do, yes? Done as promised. I've already found buyers for the goods you gave me. No shortage of big names among them. Of course, I've also recommended your gallery to them, as instructed, and spread the word about it in the circle. But getting rid of all this exquisite stuff so suddenly? You're not in trouble, are you? If you have funding issues, I'm also your guy. I've got friends who offer loan services. Thank you for your concern, but my cash flow is very healthy, and I have more than just you as my middleman. In essence, I'm just looking to boost my gallery's reputation in the sense. I see. Those rare pieces in your collection definitely caught a few eyes. I'm sure they're all looking forward to collaborating with you. Thank you for your kind words. Alright, it's getting late. I should head off now. See you next time. Now, time to find that guy. I remember him mentioning that he would dress up in something more presentable this time. Let's meet at Lumina Square. Something presentable, eh? When the musician's third string breaks, the gatekeeper whispers to me, in which hand hides the coin for the underworld ferryman. The left hand holds death, the right hand holds deception, but the raven has already flown away with the answer. Oh, I can't get over the embarrassment every time I say this. It's quite poetic, isn't it? The meeting with Hartman has been scheduled. He'll be waiting for you in the same private suite. Or should I say, waiting for Hugo, the renowned collector and gallery owner. Thanks, I knew I could count on you. Still, I have to ask, you're not looking to make the Ravenlocks your enemy, are you? And if I say I am, not like I can stop you anyway. You've already caused a scene at the auction. That Robe of Heroes stunt? I can't believe you came up with that. Harmon's been on the move lately. That organ trafficking case from before is linked to him too. I also heard that they're dropping big money on some kind of drug research. The Ravenlocks have always been a bunch of cold-blooded bastards, doing all kinds of messed up things that make your blood boil, and swept everything under the rug with money and power, leaving the victims with no justice. But Hartman, he's the worst of the bunch. Rumor says that he personally took out the previous heir and clawed his way to the throne. I know. Relax. I don't plan on chasing him head on. You better not. I don't want to witness Mockingbird's foil of trying to crack a stone with an egg. I prefer to see it as more of a gambit. I can never win an argument against you anyway. Don't forget, the Ravenlock family's in bed with those Exaltus lunatics. Who knows what awful schemes they've been cooking up lately. In any case, as your old friend, I sincerely wish you all the best. Thank you. By the way, how is Ledkin doing lately? I haven't seen him in a while. What? I know you two split, but it's been years. Are you still not over it? Don't know, don't care. If there's nothing else, I'll get going now. Alright, good luck. The students nearby seem to be having an intense discussion, and you hear a familiar name. So that Mockingbird Phantom Thief Syndicate only looks flashy, but hasn't actually accomplished anything, right? Tops remains unshakable, and those big families are just a step away from getting total control. It's probably that even the mayor can't keep them in check. But doesn't the mere existence of the Mockingbird serve as some kind of warning? Every time they release a crime warning letter, fear erupts among these evildoers. Really? But what can they actually change? In the end, it's probably just a game.
I'm not watching that fucking Mickey Mouse game.
Alright, we didn't just, there was a yes or no there.
So the answer is no.
To the big shots, Mockingbirds is like a fly. Annoying, but not deadly. So they just let it be. So what do you think should happen? If you ask me, you have to dismantle everything within if you truly want change. Without power or influence, it's all futile. The first step should be accumulating resources by any means necessary, and if possible, joining tops. After all, to establish a new order, the old one must be demolished, just like how creation requires destruction. That sounds exactly like something a villain would say. If it's really possible to join tops, many would probably defect immediately. True. Who would turn down money? It's almost time for the meeting with Hartman. Time to go. Your invitation has been confirmed. Esteemed guests, would you like to enter the private suite now? You, the one who has business with Master you the one who has business with Master Hartman? Correct. Master Hartman's time is extremely valuable, and he has graced you with his meeting amid his busy schedule. I sincerely hope you bring something substantial to the family. Haha, don't worry. I stand here precisely because I have enough leverage. You had better.
How about it? Will you work with me?
Not bad. Let me be honest with you. I have the sacrifice core that you're after. I am Mockingbird.
Duh.
So it's you. I never thought you'd be so bold as to come see me alone.
Relax, my friend. As you know, if I can sneak into such a heavily guarded auction, then naturally, I can just as easily slip away right now. I'm here with the sincere intention to seek cooperation. I can give you that sacrifice core.
And what do you want in return?
Wealth, glory, power. The things everyone else in the world wants, I want them too. And I'm confident that as the current heir to the Ravenlock family, those are all things you can give me.
Then you've certainly come to the right place. My family is working on a big project. If things come to fruition, Ravenlock's status in Tops will significantly improve. At which point, I'll be sure to leave a spot for you. Naturally, as an outsider, you're precluded from handling any of our core business. But profits from the scraps alone will be enough to set you up for life.
Meal.
Mr. Hartman, I think you've misunderstood me. I have no intention of joining the Ravenlock family.
What?
In fact, I have an art gallery under my name that does pretty well for itself. I was hoping you could recommend me for Tops.
You want to join Tops? That's easier said than done. Even for a family like ours, it would still require significant effort
and money
Just
and
answer
power.
me yes or no. I don't think either of us can afford to waste time.
I understand. Yes, you have my word. But in exchange, you'll have to give me the sacrifice core first.
No.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't. I've already hidden it somewhere safe, a place nobody else but me knows. You don't want to put all your chips on the table when dealing with Tops. I know that far too well.
Then that means I also need to keep an eye out when working with the infamous Mockingbird, right?
Mr. Hartman, I should remind you that I stand before you undisguised. Coming from a phantom thief who's never publicly revealed his identity, shouldn't that be sufficient assurance?
That's the point.
If I betray you, then you merely need to lift a finger to wipe me from the face of this world.
You do make a valid point there. In that case, you have a deal.
I appreciate your trust.
Why don't we celebrate our new partnership with a toast?
No, it's poison. Hartman calls over the waiter and pours out 2 glasses of some expensive-looking deep crimson liquid. He fills his glass and nods to Hugo before draining it in one gulp. Hugo flashes a smug grin as he follows suit and takes a gulp.
Having a drink before undertaking anything important is a family tradition. It's good luck.
As an outsider, it's a real honor.
By the way, you aren't the only member of your organization, are you? Shouldn't all your companions agree to this deal first?
I guess. Let me guess.
You don't have to worry about that. I'll make sure she agrees. Otherwise, I'll get rid of her too.
Seems you'll do whatever it takes to get things done. Great things lie ahead for someone like you. All right, let's leave it at that for today. I'll contact you about what to do next.
That's him! He's the one who killed Serena!
Whoa!
She was the only one who was ever any good to him, right? That's how he repays her?
That's why they say once a mongrel, always a mongrel. Just look into his eyes.
Father! We have to punish him!
Serena had been ranking ahead of him. Hugo must have poisoned her water so he could pass her.
Pure evil. Typical for an impure bloodline.
Whoa!
He should have been kicked out ages ago.
Hugo, did you do all this?
Yes, it was me. I killed her.
Jesus!
He admitted it! Father, he must be expelled!
Yo, this must go beyond expulsion. Get him to jail.
He has no right to live under the same roof as us.
Why don't we reunite him with Serena then? Nobody would ever know.
Hugo, well done.
What?
My children, how many times have I told you before? In this world, only the most ruthless, cruel, and unscrupulous of people ever make it to the top. Like Hugo here, who was willing to murder his only true loved one without a second thought. Only someone with the means and the gumption to do that is qualified to be my heir.
Uh-huh.
But I...
It's all over now, and the results are obvious. The winner of this month's assessment is Hugo.
Please put a thumb in the air.
1, 2, 3, 4. Some crazy ass kids gonna knock up on your door, so let him in, let him in, let him in.
As for the rest of you, go to the usual place for the punishment you deserve.
Ooh.
But Father, before this, I was number one.
As I've told you before, there's only room for one winner in this family. You're still a loser, even if it's by the smallest margin. And there's no reason for a loser to exist.
It's matter by an inch or a mile. Yo, famous Dominic Toretto.
This is all for your own good. Do you understand? Go on now. Receive your punishment for the sake of the family.
So I'm guessing we won the Battle Royale?
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry.
That really...
I've really brought up some unpleasant memories. It won't be long. Soon, it'll all be over.
On the other side, after Hugo leaves, Foxy, you look like you have something to say about that chosen one. Well, truth is, we've always wanted the chance to work with you. Hugo said you're the best proxy he's ever met. The chosen proxy. In other words, the chosen one. Fine, I believe you. By the way, are you free now? If you're not busy, would you mind taking a walk outside with me? Anywhere is fine.